And gentlemen, welcome back to a new episode of the Versatility Podcast. Welcome back, guys. It is the second episode of the brand new year, 2026. We're here to talk about recapping what happened last week in sports in the NFL playoffs. Week one of the postseason is wrapped up. We're heading into week two of the playoffs starting tomorrow. We got two games tomorrow. We got two games on Sunday. We got the NBA season rolling around. We got coaches getting fired left and right after the regular season ended. We got some music news, albums that dropped, that will be dropping as well. Music, we're going to split this. Last episode was just a kind of a mix of mostly sports and music. I think I'm just going to do mostly sports here. And then at the end of the episode, I'll kind of switch it up to music and whatnot. And let's get straight to it, ladies and gentlemen. With football, I think we're gonna just have to start with soccer. I usually kind of start probably basketball, or with I'm gonna switch it up. Actually, I'm not gonna go on Google. I'm gonna use ESPN probably for this one, because so you guys can see a little bit better. Because yeah, so let's start off first with some scores. Let's just look at the scores. I already did the standings last week, so I'm not gonna be going over the standings from the past week, but let's just go back to the 10th, which was the day that I recorded my last episode. So let's just start off where we left off last episode. So again, back to last Saturday, we had a bunch of games in the English FA Cup tournament going on around, and as you could see, there was a bunch of games going on, a bunch of them, and a bunch of upsets, I will say. This is mostly obviously a Premier League teams versus other English clubs in like the second or third tier divisions. And well, I mean, hey, I mean there was some upsets here. I mean, as you can see here, Macclesfield FC, which you may have never guessed what team that is or what division they play in. They beat a Premier League team in Crystal Palace 2-1. Big upset right there. But then you got, the worst team in the Premier League beating this team, Shrewsbury Town, 6-1. And Arias has 2 goals in that game. Shout out to my Colombian brother right there. As you can see, other scores here: Burnley gets that win 5-1. Fulham gets 3-1. And then we get to Man City's game, and well, what do I have to say? Complete and utter domination. 10-1. I haven't seen a score this bad maybe ever in soccer. 10-1, you don't see this often. This is you would see this more in baseball or in hockey maybe, but in soccer, yeah, no shot. As you can see, all these players were able to score. It was an all-out Eats game. We had a couple own goals late in that first half. We had a couple goals from Ryan Lewis. Semenyo had a pretty good debut game, his first game as a Man City player, and 10 goals. That's wild. I mean, they were at home, so that did help quite a bit. And then, well, in the 90th minute, they're like, you know what? We're not gonna get shut out. Let's just put up that one meaningless goal. But I guess it meant something. They did not get shut out 10-0. That one goal was the saving grace. Shout out to Birch, who scored that shit. But anyways, then we had games to go into penalties, because again, there can't be any draws since these teams, obviously, it's a win and advance situation. So all these games that do go to extra time, they obviously have to go to penalties or whatnot. But Newcastle and Bournemouth went to 3-3. And then eventually Newcastle won 7-6 in penalties. And look at all the scores here. We had Tottenham losing to Aston Villa 2-1. This was a pretty interesting game. Chelsea whooped up on Charlton Athletic. You guessed it. Never heard of that team. In the Spanish La Liga, we had Oviedo and Betis tie. We had Villarreal win against Alaves, 3-1. Girona won 1-0. Valencia and Elche drew 1-1. In the Bundesliga, we had a bunch of draws here with Cologne, Heidenheim, if I'm not mistaken. Mainz and Berlin also suffer a draw. Stuttgart defeats Leverkusen 4-1. Hamburger takes the L 2-1 in the Mexican. We're just gonna skip right past that because your boy doesn't know shit about that. So where else are we coming here? Okay, and the Serie A. Actually, let's talk about these games. These two games were, I believe, semifinal games. Semifinal games for the Africa Cup of Nations tournament that's going on now. Nigeria, as you can see, they beat Algeria 2-0. Egypt beats Ivory Coast 3-2. Moving on, I think the championship is on Sunday. So we'll get to the championship in a second. As you can see, Serie A here. We had a bunch of draws as well. Como, Bologna 1-1, Udinese Pisa 2-2, Roma wins 2-0, Atalanta wins 2-0. And then at this point here, the Saudi Pro League, these are the scores here. Again, Al Nassr didn't play on that Saturday, so I didn't really. Jesus, 12-1. Damn, what is this? The Spanish Liga F? Barcelona beat Madrid CFF 12-1. Pajor had 4 goals in one game. Jesus. This is like, what is this? Damn. Well, okay, my fault. 12-1 is crazy. 12-1 is wild. All right, well, we're just gonna move on from that. All right, let's look at the games from Sunday, the next day. More games in the FA Cup. Arsenal dominating. They can't lose. They beat Portsmouth 4-1. Man United again suffering another L to Brighton 2-1 in La Liga action. Vallecano defeats Mallorca 2-1. Levante and Espanyol takes a draw there. We'll get to this game in just a second. I'm definitely not gonna skip over it, but Borussia Bonchit, not even gonna pronounce the rest of that. They take the win, and then Bayern Munich destroys Wolfsburg 8-1 with goals from Diaz, from Olis, from Harry Kane, from Jens, Goretzka. An all-out Eats game, and Bayern Munich is still dominating in the Bundesliga. Man, they haven't lost a game in the league yet. They've played 16 games. They've won 14 of them. They're just cooking everybody. In the Serie A, Parma gets the win. A draw here. Lazio gets the win. And then a draw between Napoli and Inter Milan. Here, we got some Coupe de France games. Nice moves on 5-3 in penalties. Lyon gets the win here. These are some other leagues. Again, the more we scroll down is the leagues that I don't watch. Brazilian football. Again, having never watched a Brazilian football game ever in my life, unless it's the international team. But let's get to the big game that was last Sunday that I unfortunately have to talk about. It's this one. It's the Supercopa de España. You guessed it, the Spanish Super Cup. Madrid and Barcelona, El Clásico, as this was a game. This was a game. What do I have to say about this after almost a week? That Barcelona owns us, unfortunately, right now. Barcelona is on a roll. They've been dominating in La Liga. They're obviously number 1 right now, and they wanted some smoke after we beat them in October, so they made sure that they got their revenge this time around. This was for the Super Cup, so of course this wasn't just a regular dandler, regular season game that it was in October. This is for a trophy, and Barcelona, 2 weeks into the brand new year, have won their first trophy of the year, and I mean they're still hoping to win the Champions League, the Copa del Rey, and maybe what other tournaments they could win potentially. Oh, and of course La Liga. Of course, I mean right now they're I think 4 or 5 points ahead last time I checked, and full in control. But a little bit about this game. Well, Rafinha scored 2 goals in this game. He was phenomenal for Barcelona in this game. And that ending, that first half, was a spectacle. Man, there was like 3 goals in the span of like 5-6 minutes. What a crazy ending to that first half. I was screaming and jumping everywhere. I was acting like a fucking idiot, but it was insane. It was insane. Vinny had an absolute carry job from half the field, taking it all for himself, juked a couple defenders, got past the goalie, had a beautiful goal to tie the game at 1, just for the Lewandowski to tie the game 2 minutes later, to then Gonzalo Garcia tie the game again after hitting the goalpost, and Rafinha almost hitting his head on the goalpost, trying to get the ball out of the goal. And I mean, to tie the game at 2, entering halftime, all of that happened in like 5 minutes. Insane. And then second half, it was pretty quiet for Madrid. Defense just has been a problem all year long, and I don't know when they're gonna figure it out. But trust me, guys, it gets worse. I have Madrid. I have to talk a little bit more about Madrid later on, or once we get to the Madrid part of really this. But this is just part 1 of it, just to mention it. And eventually, Rafinha scored the game-winning goal, 73rd minute, take the 3-2 win, and yeah, I mean, congratulations to them. They've been playing, they've been balling, and well, we're tied for this season. We beat them last year, so we'll take that. But that was all the way in October, and we look like, and honestly, since we've beaten Barcelona all the way back in October, I don't think we've really looked the same, especially defensively. So I think maybe that really has paid dividends for us. Just has not, or actually no, the opposite, has not paid dividends for us, and has been just our Achilles heel. And defense has been a struggle all year long, but there's more to talk about then. But that was pretty much the big game on Sunday. Now on Monday, there was a couple games I did watch. Liverpool, they beat Barnsley 4-1. Didn't watch that, but I mean, it's Liverpool. They had a great game. Celtic Vigo defeats Sevilla 1-0. Juventus got 5 goals to beat Cremonese, if that's how you even pronounce it. Paris Saint-Germain, they lost to Paris FC. They're next door neighbors. Literally, their stadiums are like a couple miles away. It's walking distance from each other, and they're next door neighbors. They're little bro defeated Big Bro in the Coupe de France, the French Super Cup, or the French Cup tournament, and well, PSG, they're out, I believe, right? This was the elimination. I don't know if this was still group stage, but yeah, this was literally interesting game for PSG. I don't know what happened there, but well, couldn't secure the dub. And then in the Saudi League, we had the 2 best teams in the Saudi League, Al Hilal and Al Nasir, go up against each other, and well, you guessed it, the one and only Cristiano Ronaldo scored a goal, but then that was all for whatever. That was just for style points, because well, Al Hilal whooped that ass, 3-1. And Al Nasir, man, they were dominating for the last 3-4 months, and then the year rolls around, and they've lost how many games? 3 games. They've played 3 games this year so far, and they've lost all 3. They've lost all 3. I believe so. Yeah. They've lost to Al Halil, to Al Qadsiya, and Al Hilal. 3 games, 3 L's. They're still second in the league. So there's still plenty of time to catch up. They have a game tomorrow against Al Shabab, which, where the hell is Al Shabab in the table? Maybe another team that's kind of doing. Oh, they're 14th. Come on, they should get back up. And I mean, Al Nassr was losing to teams that were in the top 5. So like, they lost to the best team, they lost to the 4th best team and the 5th best team. They got to go up against the 14th best team in the league. Come on, let's see if they can bounce back and rebound, because yeah, they have to. I mean, I don't know. I don't know what's going on with them right now. Not too sure, but it's early in the year. Things that they will have to figure things out little by little. All right, now heading into Tuesday, we had Man City playing in the English Carabao Cup. They take down Newcastle 2-0. In the Spanish Copa del Rey, we had a couple games as well. Athletic Club, they rebound. They win against Cultural Leonesa 4-3. Atletico Madrid takes the win 1-0. Real Sociedad gets a win in penalties 4-3 against Osasuna. In the Bundesliga, we had Borussia Dortmund win, the Mainz win, and Stuttgart win 3-2. In the Coupe de France as well, 9-0 Marseille. Jesus, another blowout. 9-0 is crazy. Prayers to Bayeux. That's even, again, how you pronounce it. Just don't worry about it. Torino beats AS Roma 3-2. More games in the Saudi League as well here. I think Benzema plays for this team. I've literally found out about this a couple weeks ago. Hitad. I didn't know that Benzema was still playing football, and I think he plays for this team specifically. So, just in case, where's Karim Benzema? Where's Benzema? Right there, he is, right here. And they're six. They're six right now in the Saudi League. They're borderline in the top 5. Hey, well, no, they can maybe make a push to win it, but it's still very early in the season. All right, let's move on to Wednesday, which was interesting to say the least. Before we get to the game that I really want to talk about, again, to the second day of the Carabao Cup, Arsenal defeats Chelsea 3-2 in the first game, the first leg. So they have another game going on. When is the second game for them? Leg 2 will be most likely. Fixtures will be most likely. Oh, it's all the way in February. February 3rd will be the leg 2 of that Carabao Cup game. Of course, they have Champions League and Premier League games in between. So they play 17 million tournaments at the same time. These soccer players don't get a break. But anyways, to the Copa del Rey again. Alvas, 2-0. Real Betis, 2-1. And then the good old, amazing, phenomenal 15 Champions League champions, 15 UEFA Champions League champions, Real Madrid, was stunned on Wednesday afternoon, losing to Albacete 3-2 in the round of 16 of the Spanish Copa del Rey. So, if that game on Sunday wasn't bad enough, losing to Barcelona, to our biggest rivals, which always sucks, because of course, the fan base, every other time that the fan base, whichever fan base wins, they're going to be talking shit to the other team. And it's always a constant back and forth and, this and that. And whatever, it is what it is. They can have their moment there. But then we go to Wednesday thinking, okay, we can bounce back, get a win against this team that is one of the worst teams in that second. There again, just to remind you guys, this Albacete team is a team in the second division. They're 17th in the Spanish La Liga 2. They're in the second division tier. They're not in La Liga, where Madrid is at. They're in the second division tier. They're basically like in the minor leagues or in AAA of any Major League Baseball team. They're in the second tier. They're not in La Liga. And not only they're only in the second, they're literally almost at the bottom of the second division. They're what? Fourth? They're 17th. They're 17th. There are 7 points ahead of the worst team in La Liga 2. But hey, whatever. This is still early. This is still one of the earlier rounds of the tournament. To get to the championship, or to get to the semifinals, at least the final four teams, you're going to have to play against some scrub teams. But to say that this team is a scrub and is a walkthrough and is a cakewalk, you are misunderstood. Because, well, as you could see, they upset Madrid. They scored first in the game, and then Mastrantonio scored a goal just to tie it back up in 6 minutes later. So it was back again 1-1 at the end of the first half. And then we get Jefty, who scores the first goal to take a 2-1 lead. This is the 82nd minute. Oh boy, the pressure's on for Madrid. They have about 10 minutes to try to tie this game. And well, boom, Gonzalo Garcia does manages to equalize. And we're back at 2 apiece. Okay, bet. This was most likely going to go to extra time or maybe penalties. But, okay, fine. A little bit of a scare there. But Madrid was most likely going to, and I'm saying this while the highlights are playing down below here to revisit the trauma from Wednesday, just in case you guys can see it. As you can see it here, Gonzalo Garcia ties it from a corner kick, and then bada bing, bada boom. Okay, it's a new game with a nice little header, and then this absolute embarrassment of a fucking play. Goalie was absolutely shooketh. I don't know what the hell Carvajal was doing. And 2 defenders right in front of him basically just slaps the ball in. And they win it. And it was the same guy, Jefty, scored 2 goals in this game. And obviously, anytime Madrid loses a game, it's pretty big news because, Madrid is one of the elite football clubs in the entire planet. So every time they lose a game, it's like, what? They lost a game? Madrid? What? Yeah. But when you lose to teams like this, people are going to really, really make fun of this team. And well, I've seen it already. Madrid is a laughing stock. Madrid is going to be the next Man United. They're going to fall off from grace. The hate watch is phenomenal. Madrid is going to be a second. Now, people, I saw someone say that Albacete is going to be what Madrid used to be. And Madrid is going to be now in the second tier of La Liga in the next handful of years. Someone said on this has to have been rage bait, but someone said that Real Madrid in like the next 3 to 4 years, they were going to be in this where Albacete is right now, a second tier team. If Real Madrid ever falls in the bottom 5 of La Liga, might as well just send them down to that second league, because first of all, again, that's never going to happen. I don't care how Madrid, they are way too talented that even with zero defense, even when there's no accountability from the players, even when the coach has no leadership and he's just another player, ex-player, former player that, played for the team, and well, okay, they hired him because he was really good for the team. So now, okay, sure, that's going to work because he knows this team. He knows the dynamic of this team. No, he does not. Xabi Alonso was there for 7 months, guys. He was hired right before the Club World Cup last year over the summer. He hasn't been with the team for 9 months, not even a pregnancy. He was there for 7 months. And the last 7 months, we haven't looked like the best team in Europe, but we haven't looked like bums. We haven't looked sad compared to what we looked on Wednesday afternoon. absolutely embarrassing to lose to a team like this. And can they bounce back? I think it's still early, sure. For La Liga, they have to win games and they have to go on a run. And they can't afford draws where they can only get a point from that. No, they need to really whoop up on some teams in La Liga to make Barcelona feel like, oh, they're getting threatened now. And so whenever the next time we play Barcelona, I think it's in May, but maybe there's a time before we play them. Maybe well, definitely not for the Copa del Rey, because we're not gonna fucking play Barcelona, obviously, since we're out of it. So most likely it will be May that will be the next time we will face them, or maybe in the Champions League. Who knows? But just yeah, man. It's they fired him. They fired Xavi, but he wasn't the main reason why this team wasn't where they're supposed to be, or why they're not playing like Real Madrid of old, or Real Madrid of since forever. You know, the team that is constantly pushing themselves to win every trophy every single year. Every year there's expectations to win, even if they don't look like the best team in La Liga, or if they don't look like the best team in Europe. They're still bound to be a team that can fight through and will scare people. This second tier division team came in and was like, oh, I don't care if this is Real Madrid and they've won 15 Champion Leagues titles. We're going to go there and kick your ass and win this game. They have never beaten Real Madrid, ever. Hence why, well, obviously this was a huge moment for them. They're finally, after 100 attempts or whatever, how many ever times they've actually went up against each other, they finally beat them. So you know what? Shout out to them. But Madrid, you guys are in deep troubles. And tomorrow should be very interesting, because they have a game tomorrow morning against Levante. 8 a.m. I want to see how the crowd is going to be at the Bernabeu tomorrow. I am going to wake up tomorrow and have the displeasure to, unfortunately, might have to watch this game. No one's forcing me to watch it, but I just a piece of me wants to watch this game, because you know I've watched this team for years and I'm still supporting them. But holy cow! At this point, I just want to see the fans booing this club to see what okay, what are we going to get out of that? What are we going to get out of that? If that's going to move us, if this loss is definitely going to push us to fight harder for the rest of the season, to still make a push for the Champions League, a push for La Liga. Another thing that I kind of don't mind, and this does kind of sound like an excuse, so I will be real with you for that reason, but you know, the more games they do play, I feel like does definitely kind of take a toll. You know what I mean? Like, if I were to defend Madrid and the lack of defense and like all these players, they're not always constantly playing all 80, 90 minutes of the game. Mbappe didn't play on Wednesday, but and Courtois didn't play. I know these guys need rest. These guys play every 3-4 days, like they don't get a lot of rest. They are always constantly, and even on their off days, they're practicing. they don't see their when do they ever see their family, unless they travel with their families, but that's not all the time. Like, these players are always constantly on the grind. And usually, again, in the summer, they take their summers off. But then we got the World Cup. So the summer is going to be shortened. Now they got to play in the World Cup. I mean, their family will be there, but granted, again, traveling constantly, being with the team, more practices. It's like, I get it. So when you lose early in a tournament, hey, now they don't have to worry. The Supercopa's done. The Copa del Rey is done. All you have to worry about is La Liga and the Champions League. All you got to worry about is this regular season games, and all you got to worry about these Champions League games that you got going on, and that's it. You don't got nothing else to worry about. All those Spanish Cup bullshit. I don't care. They still have a chance to win La Liga. It's still early in the year. They don't crown a La Liga champion until May. Same thing with the Champions League. The finale is not until late May, early June. I think it's late May. When is the Champions League final? Hold on. Champions League final 2026. And where is it actually? I don't even know. I'm not sharing my screen, but I'm just looking it up real quick. It is going to be in the Puskás Arena in Budapest. May 30th. May 30th will be the Champions League final. They got until May 30th to make it there, to focus. Like, they don't have all these other games in between for the Copa del Rey like Barcelona does in their way. So they can really focus. Like, as you can see, all the games left is all the La Liga games. They still have 2 games for the Champions League for this month, and of course they're gonna make it to the next round. So they're gonna play more games in February. Obviously, if they keep winning, hopefully we get to see them play in March for the Champions, in April, and maybe even in May. But as you can see, for now, all of these remaining games are La Liga, La Liga, La Liga, La Liga, La Liga. So they have time. So they don't have more games in between. They have more rest. They have more days to recover. I mean, the month of February is looking flawless. They have one. It's looking like the NFL. It's like they play every Sunday. They don't have a game on Wednesday or a game on Thursday. That's if they don't have Champions League games on February. But that's they're gonna have probably like 1 or 2 games flexed in. But it is what it is. If they can play like 5, 6 games a month, that's fine. When they gotta do 8 or 9 games a month, that's a lot. That's just too much. That would be one of my excuses if I had to come up with some excuse on why they're probably, they're tired, they're exhausted, this and that. But then Barcelona is also tired because they have to play in 7 million tournaments as well, and they're winning. So I get it. I know. I'm not going to use that as but still, it could be a big factor. Maybe with a little bit more rest, with a little bit more days off, And it's different because it's not like they have a lot of days. It's not like they have an entire week, no practice, no games. Then obviously, if you don't practice or if you don't play, that builds rust, and then you can come out looking, rusty and shit. You don't want that to happen. But holy yap session, my goodness. Yes, Madrid is still in second in La Liga. Terrible loss on Sunday. Terrible loss on Wednesday. Hopefully we bounce back tomorrow morning. And if we lose tomorrow morning, all hell breaks loose at the Bernabeu tomorrow. Because Levante is where in La Liga? 19th. 19th, ladies and gentlemen. If we lose to the second worst team in La Liga tomorrow morning, we will have to bench players. This new coach needs to know what the hell he has to do. And get ready for the next game on Tuesday because they have, again, tomorrow, Tuesday, against Monaco. Again, at the Bernabeu. They have 2 home games back-to-back. And they play next Saturday at 3. One game at a time. One game at a time. Let's beat the second worst team in La Liga so we can get our confidence back up. Not cocky, just to get our confidence back up. Because I know we're all down in the dumps. Just to get our confidence back up, let's get a win tomorrow morning at home, at the crib. against us. Is that too much to ask for? Against the second worst team in La Liga? No, I don't care. Expect the boos. There's gonna be boos from your own fans. Expect it. Play through it. They're not happy. I'm not happy. They're still fans. They still have hope, but they don't like what we're seeing. So that's why they're booing. Boo. Meanwhile, I have to watch Barcelona thrive. You know that meme of Squidward looking out through the window and he sees Patrick and SpongeBob outside having a blast, just fun, like they're just like running around smiling, and SpongeBob is Squidward's just looking at the window like, damn, like I wish that was me, having fun, winning all these titles, having arguably the best player in Europe, having the second best player, having the best probably ran program, the best complete team in all of Spain, a team that could definitely win the Champions League. And I know that Barcelona is like 15th or 14th in the let's look at the wait, hold on, where are they at? Like 15th the last time I checked last week, right? Yeah, they're like 15th right now in the table. But do you think I give a fuck? I don't care. 15th doesn't look good, but they still have 2 games left and they might win those games. They'll be 5-1-2 most likely. Get what? Up to 16 points? Bro, 16 points right now can get them to second place and surpass Bayern. I mean, that's granted. Of course, Bayern and Arsenal and all these other teams above them have to play 2 more games as well. But I'm just saying, Madrid is at 12 points and is in 7th place. They haven't had a draw in the Champions League yet, but they've lost twice. They've lost to Liverpool, which that game kills me still to this day as well. How the fuck did we lose to Liverpool that game? And then who else did we lose to in the Champions League? Oh, Man City. I remember Man City. Man City did beat us that one time. Man City, and who did they lose? Who did Man City lose to in the Champions League? Now that I'm thinking about it, they've lost a game there, and they had a draw. I'm looking at fixtures. Let me look at results. They lost to Leverkusen, the German team, 2-0. Oh, that was 2 days before. That was when we were in Thanksgiving break. Oh yeah, when we were in South Carolina. Anyways, well, whatever. That's old news. Also, Man City, Arsenal is whooping that ass. They're still stuck in second place. I mean, Man City's been playing pretty good, but to catch up to Arsenal, man, a lot of heavy lifting to do. Also, Man City has a game tomorrow against Man United at 7:30 a.m. So, yeah. Oh, and these are easy. These should be easy gimme games for the Champions League. They have Bodo Glim. Okay, they're second. Okay, this is a Norwegian team. Well, there is a Norwegian player on that team that will single-handedly destroy that team, and we know who we're talking about. And then they have Galatasaray. What? Oh, they're the best team in Turkey. 13-3-1. All right, shout out to them. Man City's whooping that ass, though, unfortunately. I'm sorry. They got 4 games left in the month. We'll see how Man City can finish the month and continue on. They're still in all these tournaments. They're still in for the Premier League, still in it for the Champions. They're still in for the FA Cup. They're right now in position to win 4 tournaments right now. Madrid only 2. So let's keep it coming. Let's keep it coming, man. Let's keep it coming. Let's keep it going. Is that it, or is that it for soccer? Let me go back for Thursday the games. Yes, Barcelona, whatever, they won 2-0 yesterday. Fernan and Yamal scored a goal. Whatever. We don't have to talk about Barcelona. I'm not salty at all. Today's games, I saw like one game today, the Frankfurt game, like the last couple minutes of the game. And Girona, Espanyol, they also play. Wait, Espanyol is also a Barcelona team? Like they play in Barcelona? Oh, I didn't know that. Okay. And then yeah, this. PSG. Oh, they played today. I forgot to watch. They won today 3-0 against Lily. Dembele scored 2 goals, and Mr. Barcola, say it. Bloxy Cola, as my brother says. He scored the last goal in stoppage time. There was some games in the Saudi Pro League. This and that. Holy yap session. How long have I been recording? And we're only in the first part of 40 minutes. 40 minutes. I have been talking about football for 40 minutes, acting like I have nothing else to talk about. My goodness gracious. Oh my God. Holy yap session. Well, I can let go of the Real Madrid Meltdown thing because I already have that written there. All right, now let's move on to the next sport, guys. I think that's everything caught up with soccer for the week. All right, now let's go to college basketball. Where the hell is that? College sports, college basketball. It's right here, dummy. Where the hell are you going? You're gonna eat something. Okay, whatever. Anyways, damn, I am not looking at the scores for all these games, but top 25 teams. I'll show you guys the rankings again. I already showed you guys the rankings, though. Actually, didn't I already? Wait, why can I not change the top 20? Okay, there we go. Okay, so Saturday was a bunch of games, right? Obviously, there's always a bunch of games on Saturday. So I was recording during that Michigan-Wisconsin game. Michigan, they lost, as you can see. These were all the games. UConn gets the win. Duke wins. Houston, Utah, they lose to BYU. Nebraska, they lose to Indiana. Vanderbilt win. Texas upsets Alabama. Texas Tech defeats Colorado. Auburn, North Carolina, Georgia, Louisville, Florida, West Virginia, Virginia gets the dub. Those were the top 25 games Saturday. And also Miami, they did beat, I think, Wake Forest on Saturday. So shout out to the Miami Hurricanes. Actually, I'll get to the Miami Hurricanes after because they're not in the top 25, so you won't see them here, but whatever. Only 2 top 25 games on Sunday. Obviously, I was watching NFL football, so no college basketball here for you. Illinois defeats Iowa 75-69. UCF wins it on a buzzer beater, I believe. This is a game when they had like a buzzer beater. Defeats Cincinnati 73-72. No games on Monday, just a bunch of other, non-top 25 games happening. Tuesday, Kansas, they whoop up on Iowa State. They were the 2. And, well, they have fallen down. They got whooped. They lost by 21 points to the second best team in all of college hoops. They were 16-0. And now they got that one. They got that one L in their record right now. Dominating performance for Kansas. They played great offensively. I saw the second half of that game. Jesus, they were blowing them out the water. They were blowing them out the water in the first half. I mean, it was 44-23 in the first half. Like, Jesus. It got a little bit interesting, but, well, for what? You still lost by 21. UConn continues to dominate, man. I haven't seen a UConn game this year so far yet. I gotta see. I mean, I'm just expecting them to win all these fucking games, but I haven't seen them play. Against Seton Hall, not Seton Hall, Seton Hall. That's a no. Houston wins against West Virginia, 77-48. You know what? I'm gonna get my damn mic. You know what? I think when I record these goddamn episodes, I should just do my mouse because I be holding on to the edge of my laptop and my hand keeps getting like pinchy and shit. Like, I'm gonna just use my fucking my goddamn mouse. This is why I fucking have it. I almost never use it. Jesus, this is fucking dusty. God damn. Do I have this shit already? Glove, Bluetooth, neck. This whole little bastard. And look, oh my god, look. Ah, I have my mouse here. Perfect. Yes, 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 yes. I'm a fucking idiot. It's a fucking mouse. I'm acting like this shit happened 500,000 years ago. Anyways, 59%. Okay, back to where we. But it's so weird because I scroll down and it actually goes up. Whatever. Oregon. Yikes. Nebraska takes care of business. Takes care of massive business. They destroy Oregon by how much? 35? Jesus. And Nebraska's undefeated. 17-0. Look at Nebraska. Look at fucking Nebraska. Indiana losing to Michigan State 81-60. Virginia gets a win over Louisville. Alabama beats Mississippi State. Florida defeats Oklahoma 96-79. Clemson defeating Boston College 74-50 in a double overtime game. Tennessee defeating Texas A&M 87-82, getting in the top 25 there. Now let's look at the games from Wednesday. Not that many, I bet, right? Or there was a handful. Arizona, the number one team in the country, stay winning 17-0. Michigan, they bounce back after losing Saturday against Washington with a 10-point victory. Purdue defeats Iowa 79-72. Duke goes all the way to California and defeats California 71-56. Texas defeats Vanderbilt. They were 16-0, and now they got that one L in the record. BYU keeps on winning. 16-1 BYU defeats TCU by 6. Illinois defeats Northwestern by 11. North Carolina upset by Stanford 95-90. Texas Tech, they defeat Utah by 14. Arkansas wiping that ass over the Gamecocks. Georgia, they lose to Ole Miss. Upset alert in overtime. And Utah State loses. I'm kidding, obviously. They never lose. I'm kidding, they've only lost one game. They beat Nevada 71-62. And then the games from yesterday, were there even much? There was literally only one top 25 game. Gonzaga defeating Washington State by 21 points. Gonzaga 18-1, ninth right now. There are no top 25 games today. So let's look at some games tomorrow, shall we? Because, I mean, there's NFL football, there's college hoops, there's soccer to watch. Why am I talking so zesty? I don't know. I need to stop. Maybe I have a lot of energy today, as you could see. Last episode, I was kind of like a little bit more I'm kind of a little bit weird all over the place. It's okay. Whatever. It's okay. It's okay. UConn plays against Georgetown tomorrow. Illinois, Virginia, SMU, Kentucky, Tennessee, Butler, Seton Hall. Why do I keep saying Seton Hall? Does Satan not have a hall? Satan is somewhere beyond our extremities, beyond our beliefs. No, literally. No, Satan hall. Satan. There's an E there. Alabama, Oklahoma, Iowa State, Cincinnati, Florida, Vanderbilt. Miami goes up against Clemson tomorrow. Oh, shit. We go up against a top 25 team tomorrow in Clemson. Let's just take a look at the U real quick, because the U right now is on a sky high. They play in the national championship game, the football team. Monday night, just a couple nights from now. I cannot wait for that game Monday night. I might go live on TikTok. We'll see. We'll see about it. Maybe I can go live on YouTube and on TikTok to watch the game. We'll see. But talk about the Hurricanes basketball team. They're third right now in the ACC, 15-2, solid record. They've lost to Florida and they lost to BYU. Okay, and they were both top 10 teams at the time that we played. Fair enough. Whatever. But every other game, bunch of blowouts, blowout. blowout, close enough, blowout, 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 blow, close enough, close enough, close enough, blowout. So, hey, Miami, I think, should be ranked maybe in the top 25 for sure. 23, 24, 25. I don't think they're a top 20 team, but come on now. Those 2 losses don't look terrible now in comparison to probably other teams that are in the top 25. But now, this is a statement and a big test because they have ranked number 22 Clemson tomorrow afternoon at Clemson. So if we do manage to beat Clemson, rank us, rank us, rank us, rank us. Because if we beat Clemson tomorrow, there's no excuses at that point. I don't give a fuck. And especially since I believe we are currently in March Madness if we check out bracketology. Let's take a look at the games for tomorrow and for Sunday, and then we'll get to bracketology, and then we'll move on to the NBA. Got it? So we can progress from this episode because I'm talking a lot, and this episode might be 2 fucking hours. Let me just, god damn it. Utah State, Grand Canyon tomorrow. Arizona goes up against UCF tomorrow. Michigan, Oregon, Nebraska, Northwestern, North Carolina, California, Arkansas, and Georgia. USC, Duke has a game tomorrow as well against Stanford, still in the West Coast. BYU, Texas Tech, that should be a good game. Might watch that one. ESPN, primetime. Louisville, Pittsburgh, Michigan State, Washington, Gonzaga, Seattle, U. That's Saturday. That's tomorrow. Some Sunday games. Only one to watch worth is the Houston. Finally, I get to see Houston. They usually play on like Fox or FS1, and I be watching college basketball mostly on ESPN. I don't really watch it anywhere else. Shit, finally, I get to see Houston play on ESPN tomorrow at 6:30 or Sunday 6:30. Probably on my phone because I think the Rams-Bears game is that 6:30, 6 o'clock. We'll talk about the NFL after the NBA, but that's that. So those are the scores and some of the games that we're looking up to for the weekend. Now let's look at bracketology. It's still early. We're not in March just yet, but let's just take a look. Let's just take a look-see. As you can see, Miami, they do make it to the bracket in Chicago. This was updated as of when? As of this morning. So, look, as of this morning, 8:30, this is updated. So, Arizona, Dartmouth, St. Mary's, NC State, Seton Hall, barely entering in. North Carolina makes it, Hawaii, FAU, Alabama, Clemson, Arkansas. But this is pretty much what I want to see. Miami is still in the bracket right now at the moment, and yeah, these would for sure be the case. Auburn, St. John's, USC, Gonzaga, Long Island, Houston, Tennessee, Miami, Ohio. They're undefeated, I believe, 18-0. Obviously, they play in a MAC division conference. They're not, the best quality of competition, but 18-0 is still 18-0. Why not rank them? Fuck it, why not? Duke obviously is in the fucking tournament. When they not be? Wisconsin, St. Louis, Colgate, not the toothbrush company, or toothpaste company. Kansas, Florida, Troy, George Mason, Michigan State, Iowa, Georgia, Vermont, St. Peter's. This would be like a battle for the first 4. Texas, Villanova, Indiana, New Mexico, Vanderbilt, ETSU, SC Austin, BYU, Ohio State, Texas, UCF, Texas A&M, Nebraska, North Dakota State. Winthrop, whoa, Winthrop is in the bracket as well. 12-8, damn, really? They would be in the bracket at 12-8? That's not the best record for. Well, fuck it. Winthrop, shout out Winthrop. As I went to South Carolina, I went to explore around the university a little bit, not like the inside, but the outside. So it's pretty nice. Shout out to Winthrop, the Eagles. But that's that. Obviously, there's still a month, and there's basically 2 months left for bracketology to be finalized, for March Madness to come around. I cannot wait for March Madness. Bro, this year, guys, for sports, beautiful. Obviously, right now we're in the NBA season. The NFL playoffs, the NHL season, which I will be watching some. I'm gonna start watching some more hockey games now. I did see a hockey game yesterday. I saw the. We're not gonna get to hockey, by the way. I'm just gonna say that I watched that game yesterday. I saw that Maple Leafs Golden Knights game last night. It was on ESPN. Granted, that's why I watched it, and there was, I believe, like only one game on, NBA game on. So I was like, fuck it, I'll just watch this one instead. Yeah, it was pretty good. It was 5-3 Toronto, and then Vegas tied it late with like 7 seconds left, and then they went to overtime, and boom, Vegas hit the goal with like 3 minutes left, 2 minutes left in the game, and in overtime, and boom, they won. It was a big game, big comeback for the Golden Knights, and boom, nice little win for Vegas. Considering me, I don't be watching hockey. It was a nice little game, nice little comeback for the Golden Knights. And Toronto, yikes, they should bounce back next game. We'll see. But that's bracketology. That's that. Hockey is underway. Obviously, the basketball NBA season is going on, the NFL playoffs. In March, we got the World Baseball Classic. In the summer, we got the World Cup. And obviously all the amazing events in the summer as well. The UFL season starts in April, May. Formula One season starts February, March. The Australian Open, I think, starts this weekend or Monday, I believe. The first Grand Slam tournament. A lot to watch. Oh, and the Winter Olympics. When the fuck is that? Hold up. When is the Winter Olympics? The Winter Olympics, I think, is February or March? It's February 6th of 22. Now, obviously, I'm not going to say obviously. You probably don't even know this. I've never found interest in the Winter Olympics. But you know what? This year, why not be different? Why not watch more things, watch more sports that are introduced to me that I've never watched before? When have I ever cared about the Winter Olympics? Never. But why not? What are even the sports? Snowboarding?
The hell snowboarding.
And what are the other sports? Okay. Alpine skiing, Luigi, Luigi, I don't know how you say it. Skeleton, ski jumping, ski mountaineering, skateboarding, or snowboard. It's not skateboarding. Snowboarding, speed skating, ice hockey. Oh, I'm definitely gonna watch the hockey. Freestyle skiing, figure skating, curling. Oh, can't forget about curling. Cross country skiing, bobsleigh. Remember we saw curling a while back? Yes, that was the greatest sport that we never knew what the hell was the point. Literally, I'm gonna be watching some of these events and just be so lost. But hey, we all start somewhere. I used to watch football, didn't know what the hell was going on. I watched basketball, baseball. I didn't know what the hell was going on. It's just simply learning what the hell the rules are. And if you're entertained, you're entertained. And if you don't like it, you don't like it. You just don't watch it. No one's forcing me to watch this shit. I don't watch the damn Winter Olympics. I watch the Summer Olympics. It's going to be in Milan, Italy. Okay. Interesting. Yeah, it starts February 6th and it's ending February 22nd. Yeah, man. Winter Olympics, World Baseball Classic, MLB season cooking up, the World Cup in the summer. My God, this year for sports. It might be fucking, it's going to be legendary. That's right. It is going to be legendary. It is. Can't wait for this one, though. This could be an amazing start, though. Monday night, Miami. Big underdogs, as always, because we can never get the favorite, But it's okay. We've been winning with us being the underdog. I'm not gonna talk about it much because you know who I'm going for. Indiana, tough team, but it's the U. It's got to be the U. All right, let's go to the NBA, shall we? Let's move on to the NBA so we can then eventually move on to the NFL and then move on to the sports and then move on to the music portion of the episode. Okay, let's move on to the. Can you stop singing that damn song, Gabriel? What the hell? No, please stop. Please stop. Okay. Some scores from last Saturday. Hornets whooped up on the Jazz. Celtics lost. Let's fucking go. Celtics beat the Pistons. Or no, the Clippers beat the Pistons. Yikes. Pacers whooped my Heat by 24 points. Yeah, embarrassing. Nets lose to the Grizzlies. The Raptors beat the Sixers by 1 point. The Knicks beat the Blazers. Wemby goes for almost 30, loses to Anthony Edwards and the Timberwolves by 1. The Thunder whoop up on the Heat, no surprise there, by 12. The Nuggets beat the Bucks. The Hawks beat the Warriors. The Kings beat the Rockets in a late night game. Interesting games. Monday, Jazz beat the Cavs. The Pacers beat the Celtics. Again, let's fucking go. The Sixers beat the Raptors. Lakers lose to the Kings. This game was so fucking frustrating. I think the Lakers are literally the NBA version of Real Madrid. They have talent. They have some of the best players in the world. And they rather give up 147 points every game because they think they're going to score 160. You're not. I love Luka. I love, a bunch of players on that team, but they just can't fucking guard anybody, bro. Sometimes they just want to reach in for a foul that wasn't there, that they're not going to get. And they just think and if they just start shooting at a high pace, at a high clip, they think they're going to win every game. No, you lost to the Kings by double digits, man. The Kings. They're 10-30, bro, buddy. LeBron is 41. LeBron is 41. How much help does he need, man? Clippers beat the Hornets by 8. James Harden balled out. LaMelo Ball balled out as well. Tuesday, the Heat bounce back. They beat the Suns. Rockets beat the Bulls. Wow. Embarrassing performance by the Bucks. They're 17-23. Giannis, get the fuck out of Milwaukee. Please request a trade. Giannis, please come to Miami. Please, I've had enough. Please come to Miami. Please. Since I heard the rumors that we're not going to be, that we were in conversation to get Ja Morant, and all of a sudden now we're not in the conversation to get Ja Morant anymore. Just please, Giannis, come to Miami. At this point, we didn't get Dame. We're probably not going to get Ja Morant. We couldn't get KD. Can we please get somebody? Fuck. Anyways, Thunder finally beat the Spurs 119-98. The Spurs have been the Thunder's daddy this year. They beat them twice or 3 times prior. Finally got the win on Wednesday night. Nuggets beat the Clippies. Not the Clippies, the Pellies, 9-33. Yikes. And again, Jokic is still out. He hasn't played since what, the week after Christmas? He hasn't played in almost like 3 weeks. So he'll be back probably like the end of the month or early next month. So a couple more weeks without Jokic, but then once Jokic comes back, he's just gonna whoop everyone's ass. Lakers bounce back after that horrific game in Sacramento, beating Atlanta 141-116. Now again, they were shooting the ball very well and they played better defensively, but again, it ain't a win. It ain't gonna always win you a bunch of games. And it also helped that LeBron had 31, 9, and 10. Almost had a trippy dubs. Warriors getting on a hot streak right now. They're looking pretty solid right now. 119-97 win over the Blazers. The game on Wednesday. Oh, these games were on Tuesday, my bad. The game's on Wednesday. Pacers lose to the Raptors. No surprise. The Sixers got claustrophied. Is that even a word? I don't even know what that is. claustrophobic and claustrified. Is that even a word? I don't know. They got whooped. That's all I'm literally trying to say. They got whooped by the Cavaliers, which right now they're actually playing in the background for round 2, and they're actually up by. Can they show the box score? They're not showing the box score. They're up by 7 right now. Mid fourth quarter right now. Bulls beating the Jazz by 2. The Pelicans beating the Nets. Battle of the ass. Nuggets beat the Mavs. Kings beat the Knicks. Damn. They beat the Knicks? Kings. All right, well, they're winning games. Clippers beat the Wizards 17-23. Now, the Clippers are still pretty dookie, but they were playing worse. And they're actually playing a lot better. Kawhi's been cooking. Kawhi has been playing good. Again, man. And James Harden. I mean, this Clippers team is kind of getting things together. They're figuring things out. I know there's still an unk fest over there, but hey, those unks still got it. Kawhi still got it. James Harden still got it. And then the games from yesterday, we had a Berlin game. We had an early Berlin game. Magic beating the Grizzlies by 7. The Pistons beating the Celtics. I'm kidding. I'm joking because unfortunately the Celtics beat my Heat last night. 119, 114. Yeah, whatever. We're not going to talk about it. And Free Simons put up a 40 burger on us, almost a 40 burger, a 39 piece on us. And we had to wear our fucking Vice jerseys. We were looking so fresh, and we had to lose to the damn Boston Celtics. I hate it. It sucks. Pistons beat the Suns. They beat the Heat. Thunder whoop up on the Rockets by double digits. The Spurs with bald. Victor Wembanyama beats the Bucks. Mavs beat the Jazz. I saw this game. The Knicks Warriors. Warriors whoop up on the Knicks. 126-113. Jimmy Butler had a ball game. 32 points. The Blazies beat the Hawks. 117-109. Another disaster class for the Lakers. 135-117 loss. The Hornets beat the Lake Show. LaMelo had 30, and he was dancing. Did you see that play where he was dancing over DeAndre Ayton, had a step back 3, and put this man on fucking skates? Luka had almost 40, and the Lakers are they're like the greatest. They're like the best dog shit team sometimes. They're so good, but they really they have these games where they're just insufferable to watch. And look at the games right now going on at the moment. This game is almost wrapping up. Pacers could get their 10th win, finally. Could get their 10th win of the season over the Pelicans. Wow, are these the two best? The two best at sucking ass. These are the 2 worst teams in the NBA, I believe. Pelicans, Pacers going, oh my God, the battle of the cheeks going on right now. And all of a sudden now, Cavs Sixers is tied right now at 102. The Bulls are getting destroyed by the Nets by 20. The Raptors are up against the Clippers by 8. But again, there's still a fourth quarter to be going. We got Wolves, Rockets after this Sixers game is done wrapping up. And then we got Wizards, Kings. Another dookie battle. The battle of one of the worst in the East versus one of the worst in the West. Awesome. Look at the games tomorrow, Saturday. We got Mavs, Jazz. We got Celtics, Hawks. We got Knicks and Suns. We got the Thunder versus the Heat. I cannot wait to see that game, unfortunately. Wolves, Spurs, Pacers, Pistons, Hornets, Warriors, Wizards, Rockets, or excuse me, Wizards, Nuggets. I said Wizards. Wizards versus Nuggets, Lakers versus Blazers. Please get a win tomorrow, LA. And just there's a London game on Sunday as well. What the hell? Grizzlies Magic again in London this time, not in Berlin. Nets Bulls again. How many times have they played this week? Like 3 to Jesus. Pelicans Rockets, Hornets Nuggets, but Blazers Kings, Raptors Lakers. They have a back-to-back? Oh, LeBron probably not playing on Sunday. He's probably playing tomorrow, but not on Sunday. or he's on a minutes restriction. He is not playing back-to-back games, bro. He's 41, bro. Back-to-back games. He needs rest. And also Lake Show. I saw this yesterday. Their schedule, buddy. Get ready. They're going on an 8-game road trip. Get ready, LA, because things are gonna get toughy. They got starting the 20th. Literally on Tuesday, they go to Denver, then they go to LA, the Clippers. Well, whatever, basically home. But anyways, Dallas, Chicago, Cleveland, Washington, New York, and then your road trip ends in Brooklyn, and then you go up against Philly back in LA. Ooh. Now, they do get a bunch of home games after. They get how many games at home? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So they do get 8 road games just so they can eventually get 8 home games, to only make it fair. But damn. Yeah, maybe the ending of January will be rough because an 8-game winning 8-game road, trip is pretty tough. I think they could beat like at least 4 of these teams. They got to beat Chicago. They got to beat Dallas. They got to beat the Clippers. But right now, the Clippers can beat them because they're hooping. Washington, they could definitely beat. Brooklyn, they should beat. New York, they're probably going to lose at the Garden. Cleveland, they haven't been as good as they were last year, but they're still a playoff team. And Denver, yes, even without Jokic, I think Denver could still probably beat the Lakers because they can defend very well, and the Lakers can't. So, that's the NBA, y'all, for now. Now, I have to do this. Don't I? I do. Let's talk about the wild card games on the NFL, the playoffs. Wait, where are we? Where are we right now at the episode? Like an hour and 10? An hour and 12? Okay. Okay, wait. Am I like... Okay, I thought it was a little glitchy on my end. Hopefully it's not too glitchy here on this end. Okay. I'm loving this update on my phone. It looks so delicious. It looks scrumptious. Like, look at my notes app. Delicious. Delicious. All right. Well, I'm not going to go too in depth with each game, but basically what had happened was the playoffs officially began Saturday afternoon with the Rams and the Panthers kicking off for the first playoff game opener, with the Rams beating the Panthers 34-31 in a back and forth game. The Panthers put up a fight, considering that they were a team that most people were like, bro, the 8-9 Panthers somehow in a 3-way tie in the NFC South, they somehow still made the playoffs. They're going to get annihilated by the Rams. And so did I think that was most likely going to happen. This Panthers team is so inconsistent. But they put up a way better fight than we all thought. And yes, they did beat them in the regular season. Again, in Carolina, when it was a heavy rain, Matthew Stafford looked not like the MVP of this season, most likely. And it was a sloppy game. Defense was over the place. And, again, defense was questionable. But second half, they played a lot better. They had 17 points in the second half. They didn't play too shabby again in the second quarter. They put up 14 alone. And, Panthers, again, they showed up. They had a pretty good game. I mean, 264 yards, a touchdown, and an interception, 21 for 40 for Bryce Young. Good numbers there. Stafford, though, 3 touchdowns, had a whatever woody interception, 24-42. Didn't mean much for them. Jalen Croker had a fucking game. Or Jalen Coker. 134 yards, man, 9 receptions, and a tutty-wuddy. Puka Nacua doing Puka Nacua things, 10 receptions, 111 yards, and a tutty-wuddy. Just great stuff, both offense. Putting up a show. Defense kind of just letting the offense do their thing. The Rams sneak away with this. They get a late touchdown by Colby Parkinson to take the lead late in the game. And then Carolina just, they couldn't get it at the end there. Yeah. But they made it this far. They were dookie water for the last 5, 6, 7, 8 years. They finally make the playoffs since like 2017, 2016. They finally won the division for the first time since they had that MVP season when Cam Newton won the MVP and they went to the Super Bowl that year. That was, by the way, Panthers. Very reminiscent of, when they won the division. Very happy for them. I was a big fan of that Panthers team in 2015. That was probably the team that got me into watching football. Was watching Cam Newton play that 2015 season. Just phenomenal. Just phenomenal. That was brilliant. And it was unfortunate they couldn't win the Super Bowl that year because the Broncos had a phenomenal defense. No fly zone existed, unfortunately. But it was nice for them to show up a little bit of heart in this one. But the Rams move on to the divisional round. Panthers, enjoy that trip to Cancun. But I'm not saying it to be disrespectful. Y'all free. And you guys played a lot better than what some people thought y'all were gonna win like 4 games max. You guys won 8 and you made the playoffs. So big steps going forward for the Carolina Panthers. Next, let's get to the Saturday night game, the primetime game. Excuse me, not the Panthers. They're already in Cancun. The Packers going up against the Chicago Bears. And man, if the first 3 quarters were to indicate what was going to happen in the fourth quarter, just wouldn't exist, because the Chicago Bears, yet again, are a team that just likes to play with their food. A team that just likes to just sneak in there, and they're like, okay, you know what? Let's it's almost like they try to intentionally forget how to play football for the first 3 quarters of a game, and then they're like, you know what? Let's just let it rip in the fourth quarter. Because what do you mean you scored 6 points in 3 quarters, but then once the fourth quarter arrives, you put up 25 points? It's almost like, wow, it's like they need a deficit for them to wake themselves up. It's almost like Caleb Williams took that Tom Brady speech, or like that meeting that he did in the offseason last year, where it was like a clip of like Tom Brady was talking to a bunch of rookie quarterbacks, and Caleb Williams was one of them. And like he was talking about the Super Bowl when he was down 28-3, and it was like, if we would have lost that game, it would have been the worst game of my career. But obviously the flip switched. Turned out to be the moment that Tom Brady's career was solidified as a legend, as the GOAT, as, the biggest comeback in NFL history, in Super Bowl history. And, Tom Brady became, Tom Brady, who we are now. He was almost like, you know what? I need every game to kind of feel like that. And well, this time it's even better because it's in the postseason. The Bears just, I don't know. The fourth quarter comes and they're just like, yes, it's time to play actual football now. Because I don't want to put up 10 points in the fourth, in the second quarter just to put up no. I don't care. Let's just play like shit for the first 3 quarters. Let's actually play our best football in the fourth quarter. And well, you can just play good football the entire game. But things happen. I mean, yeah, man, Caleb Williams, 361 yards, 24 for 48, 2 touchdowns. Again, was struggling. He was pissed. Those first 3 quarters, it was rough. He had 2 interceptions. In the flip side, Jordan Love had a great game, man. 24 for 46, 4 touchdowns, 323 yards. It was almost a picture-perfect game for Jordan Love. Like, he played great, man. 55 yards, rushing yards for Jacobs with 19 carries. I don't know why my brother's crashing out. 8 receptions, 124 receiving yards, and a touchdown for Romeo Doubs. Loveland had 137 yards and 8 reckies. Phenomenal stuff, man. Phenomenal stuff. Like, look at this shit, man. Bro.
This level
like,
so freaking hard.
The Packers at the 2-minute warning had a 67.5% chance to win at the 2-minute warning. And majority of the game, they were in the 90s and the 80s and the 70s. It was up until when? The fucking 1 minute and 8 seconds left in the game where they took the lead at 3rd and 7, where they had a 94% chance of winning the game. And at that point, it was like, okay, well, that's done. But yeah, man, the Packers, they blew a 21-3 lead. They were up 21-3 at halftime. They didn't score anything in the third. They scored 6 points in the fourth to try to keep things, away. The Packers, man, they sold. I know their defense is not healthy. They lost Parsons, but damn, man. Jordan Love played great, and it's just the defense and the special teams. McManus, you missing your kicks. You can't be doing that, man. You're costing your team points. And you're going for it on 4th downs when you don't need to. Just take the points. Sometimes it doesn't hurt to be conservative in the playoffs, because if you just want to be bold all the time, you want to be Dan Campbell going for it on 4th down at every single... Look, don't be me in Madden, okay? I'm going to go for it on 4th down. If I'm at my own 2-yard line, and if it's 4th and goal at my own 2-yard line, 4th and goal at my own 2-yard line, I don't care. I'm still going for a 98-yard touchdown. But he wants to now bring up old stuff apparently now. But sure. Okay. Well, I mean, I don't want to. We're not gonna talk about all the times that I've beaten him, but it's okay. It's all right. It's all right. Bears get the win against the Packers. Bears move on to divisional round. The Packers, they're in Cancun, enjoying some tequila shots and some horchata and some fine ass Mexican women over there. Anyways, let's get to the Sunday games. Bills, Jags. Bills get the win 27-24. Josh Allen, 28 for 35, 273 passing yards, a tutty. Trevor Lawrence had an okay game. 18 for 30, 3 touchdowns, 2 interceptions. Run game was productive, was solid for both sides. For James Cook did not have his best game, but the Jaguars have the best rush defense, so they were able to neutralize James Cook. So he didn't have his best game. But again, Josh Allen was, throwing the football, taking it in for himself. I'll talk about that, Jalen, in a second. They were able to stop the run game as much. 67 yards for Travis Etienne Jr. I cannot escape this number. Khalil Shakir, 12 receptions, 82 yards. Parker Washington, 107 receptions, 107 receiving yards, guys. He will never get 107 receptions in a game. A catch. In a game. A touchdown. 7 receptions, 170 yards. Josh Allen sacked Josh Allen, so that was beautiful. That was probably my favorite moment of the game, even though it didn't matter because, Josh Allen did eventually win the game. And they tried to copy each other. Second quarter, they both scored 7 points. In the third quarter, they both scored 3. In the fourth quarter, they scored 14 each. But that one field goal in the first quarter really did make the difference. They won by 3. Jacksonville, they didn't play a bad game. It's just tough that you have to go up against Josh Allen after having such a great year, man. You go 13-4, you win the division, you get the number 2 seed. All of that just to go to fucking Buffalo, man. Or excuse me, have Buffalo come to your house and do that to you. It's like, damn. Just sucks. Just sucks for Jacksonville, but they still had a great season regardless. Like, you can't really complain. Josh Allen, it's almost like it's fate for him to make it to the Super Bowl. Again, like I say, you don't have Mahomes in your way. You don't have to worry about Lamar Jackson. You don't have to worry about Joe Burrow. So it is easier for Buffalo. I'm not saying it's an easy path in general, because you got to go up against New England. Well, you got to go up against Denver tomorrow, but you got to go up against Denver, maybe New England or Houston in the next round. So, just to make it to the Super Bowl. So it's still a tough path, but you don't have your daddy, Mahomes. He's in Cancun. Probably not, because he's recovering from injury. He's probably just at home chilling, watching these games. Probably fucking hate watching. Actually, who would I'm wondering who would Mahomes. Actually, no. He would pick the Bills to win that game, because why would he want the Broncos to win that fucking game? Absolutely fucking not. He would love to see Josh Allen beat the Broncos Saturday. I mean, well, first because he owns Josh Allen, that's number one, and number two because the Broncos are they're in the same division as the Chiefs, and the Broncos eliminated them from the playoffs when they played them.
Good boy, Broncos.
Oh no, it was the Chargers. My fault. It was not the Broncos. But whatever. The Broncos won the division for the first time in 7 million years, because all the other years Kansas City won the division. Anyways, why am I talking about the Chiefs in January? I had to talk about them. It just feels weird not seeing the Chiefs, so I had to do my own my own Collinsworth. Colin Coward. What's his name? Colin Coward? The NBC Colin Collinsworth? Wait. Colin Collinsworth? Colin Collinsworth? Wait, that's actually his name. Chris Collinsworth. I'm so stupid. Chris Collinsworth. He's an announcer, a broadcaster for NBC, and he glazes Mahomes, bro. He glazes Mahomes like crazy. And so I was like trying to do my own best impression of trying to bring up the Chiefs when they're literally not in the freaking the thing. Actually, guys, give me 1 second. It is literally tied 1:15, 8 seconds left in the game. Cavaliers are inbounding the ball. Let's see if the Cavs can do something here. And Evan Mobley gets the dunk. 117, 115, no timeouts for Philly. Tyrese Maxey from half court. The Sixers lose the game. The Sixers lost to the Cleveland Cavaliers. The Cavaliers have won 6 out of the last
7
meetings. Damn it. Tyrese Maxey, you missed it from half court. But the defense, I mean, good clutch dunk for Evan Mobley there. He has made some big shots before.
Delusional.
He's made some big shots before. Acting like that's a horrible take. Anyways, well, that's that. Cavaliers win.
Yay!
And and it gets better. The Cavs are in 6th place in the East. The Sixers are in. Yes. Yes. 22-18. Anyways. It's not. It just won't go away, man. It just won't go away. The 6-7 thing. It'll take a little bit of time. Gabriel, I'm recording. I still gotta get to this. I have to talk about it. The Eagles Niners game. I have to, bro. It's been a week already, almost a week. I'm not gonna say much because we got step 1 out the way already. But shout out to the San Francisco 49ers. They did.
What do you mean?
Well, hold on. I'm gonna pay my respects, be fucking civil, and be nice, and do my due diligence to be a classy Philly fan, because I know that Philly gets a lot of flack for not being classy fans. We like to just be chaotic and disrespectful, and we are the most piece of crap fan base in the NFL. I know we get shit on for that, but not all of us act like that. Okay, relax before you get crazy down there. Anyways, 62 yards for Brock Purdy, 18 for 31, 2 touchdowns, 2 interceptions. McCaffrey, 15 carries for 48 yards. Okay, not bad for McCaffrey. I'm kidding. That's horrible numbers for Christian McCaffrey. But guess what? He had to kill us one way or another because that play from Juwan Jennings, 15-yard throw to Christian McCaffrey. If he's not going to run the ball at an effective way, fuck it. He's going to get a touchdown pass as a receiver because McCaffrey is basically a receiver. Because why not? He's just that good. Jalen Hurts, 20 for 35, a touchdown. Barkley had a better game than McCaffrey. 106 yards, 26 carries. Wasn't enough. Demarcus Robinson had a ball game, though. 6 receptions, a touchdown, had the first touchdown of the game, and 111 yards. Devontae Smith, 7 receiving yards, 8 receptions. Solid game for Devontae, but get to the nitty-gritty here. The Niners are built off of house money defense with a bunch of practice squad players, basically. Their 2 best linebackers are hurt with Nick Bosa and Fred Warner. A bunch of other injuries on the defense. They've been out for quite some time. Trent Williams has been in and out. He did play, but he's been in and out coming out of injuries. George Kittle got hurt, and he's going to be out for the rest of the postseason and mostly might be out for maybe the first couple weeks of next season. Who knows? So you lose George Kittle, you lose your 2 best defensive players. It don't matter. You're still winning games, and the offense is still putting up numbers. And the Eagles' defense did all they could. They allowed 23 points. They had a great game. You got 2 turnovers from Brock Purdy throwing 2 interceptions. The Eagles' offense is just so poopy caca to watch, and it's just infuriating.
Not me.
Jalen Hurts is not a top 5 quarterback, but that's okay. He never was. Top 10, debatably at one point, not anymore. Top 15 is around where he's at right now, top 20-ish. He's in the 15 to the 20 piece. So he is a top 20 quarterback, but just not top 5 or 10 or 15. And that's coming from, of course, an Eagles fan. So, yes, I'm not going to be here to glaze Jalen Hurts. He still is my quarterback, and, well, I have faith in him. He's already done so much for this team. What am I really going to be that fucking, like, spoiled about Jalen Hurts not giving us enough this season when last year he literally brought us a goddamn Super Bowl and got us to the Super Bowl 3 years prior and almost beat Kansas City and outplayed Mahomes in the Super Bowl? Like, I would be a spoiled brat to not appreciate what Jalen Hurts has done for this team, okay? Like, he has been great. Considering he's not an elite quarterback, he's been doing all of that, winning games. Saquon had a down year. Hasn't had a great year. The O-line is not the same. You'd lose some players to injuries, to retirement, and the defense has been the only saving grace of this team. Special teams has also not been a given. Jake Elliott missed a kick in this game. I think 2. Like, special teams has been a disaster. Offense has been a fucking disaster. The run game has been almost non-existent with Saquon compared to last year where it was fucking explosive and going down and just breaking plays. And Saquon was also getting enough, receptions as well. He was being utilized as a receiver as well, like more than he was this season. He's just been stuck kind of, running the ball more, but hasn't been as effective as he was last year. He was literally an MVP candidate last year. And this year, just a complete different version of himself. He was like 50%, 40% of what he was last year. Like, he was nowhere near. AJ Brown. You have completely changed this, like, team's, like, energy in the locker room. And in the beginning, I wanted to side with you, but it's kind of hard to just look at it in the lens of like, okay, sure, he is a receiver. He can only do so much if the quarterback puts the ball in his hands. A receiver can't do much if the quarterback doesn't throw him the ball. So I understand that A.J. Brown can't simply just, whatever. He gets paid the big bucks if he gets thrown the football to him. So if he's only getting 2-3 targets, 2 receptions, 10, 15 yards, I understand why he would talk to Jalen Hurts about it. His approach to it is not the way I would like, because it just feels like he's scolding him and is just yelling at him. He's like, bro, give me the fucking ball more. This could be more of like, hey, in the locker room, in private, yo, you my quarterback, man. I'm gonna need more of those I'm gonna need you to throw me the ball a little bit more. Like I need to be more involved in the game. I need to be making more plays. After the catch, like I gotta make my own. I really gotta put myself out there in the game and just not look completely non-existent, because the quarterbacks make the receivers look good, and AJ Brown is a great receiver. So in the beginning, with the whole AJ Brown is complaining and acting like a diva because he's not getting enough targets, and everyone's like on his ass about it. I was defending him for that because, well, we were still winning games when AJ Brown wasn't getting all the targets. And then what's the flip? What does the upside down look like? What does the contrary look like? We give AJ Brown the ball more in the games that we lost to the Chargers, in the game that we lost to the Bears, in the game that we lost to who else did we lose to? The fucking we lost the Chargers, the Bears, the Broncos, the Giants, the Cowboys. Literally all of the games that we've lost, if not majority of them, it's because AJ Brown had more targets, more catches, but the offense just felt very forced, very rushed, and just was not the same. So it just felt weird on how are we losing games when we're feeding AJ Brown the ball more, compared to how are we winning games without barely AJ Brown doing anything. Felt weird. But then, okay, it's the playoffs. We can trust AJ Brown in the playoffs. And then Sunday afternoon happened, and you dropped a 3rd and 5, or whatever it was, a 3rd down catch in your hands, wide open. It was the ball was begging for you to touch your gloves, and you dropped. When we needed you the most, you dropped it. Literally, you dropped the ball. You didn't single-handedly cost us the game, because the offenses look like shit all season long. Okay. But you didn't do your part. So we have to look at you and be like, you didn't do your job. You didn't help. So you have to take some blame for this L. Now, I feel a little bit better because, well, obviously, we got the amazing news that our offensive coordinator, Kevin Patullo, is 40-ounce bounced and is out of here. What the hell did I just do to my screen? OC fired. Kevin Patullo was fired, I think, on Tuesday, Monday this week. Yeah. Duh. It had to have been done. Of course. Obviously. He was fucking terrible at his job. So I'm glad he is fired. He sucked as an offensive coordinator. He could be good somewhere else. He could still be on the Eagles for another role. He could like right now he's still on the Eagles. He's just not the offensive coordinator. So it's still a deciding factor if he's going to stay with the team, but he's just obviously not going to take the OC job. He might be another coach, maybe receiver. I don't even want him. I want him like maybe, I don't know, fucking special teams coach. I don't even know. I don't know what else he can really offer. I don't even want him being like a receivers coach or like the quarterbacks coach. I don't want him near any offensive I don't want him touching anything that has to do with offense or coaching anything that has to do with offense. Like, I don't know. I might just get him out. Just get him out of here. Just get him out of here. Just get him out of here. You know what? Just get him out of here. Just leave. Just leave. Go to the Giants. I don't care. Just go to the Steelers. I don't know. You want to leave? You don't want to leave this? You want to leave the city? You're gonna have to get the fuck out of here. You don't want to leave the state of Pennsylvania? Go to Pittsburgh. I don't know. Be the Steelers head coach. I don't know. But just leave Philly. Leave Philly. The Chargers also fire their offensive coordinator, Greg Roman, because, well, he also fucking sucked at his job. So that was that. Mike Tomlin is out as the Pittsburgh Steelers' longtime head coach. He was like, you know what? After that game on Monday night, which we will get to in a second, I am out. I am out of here. Mike Tomlin, after 19 years being the Pittsburgh Steelers head coach and having 0 losing seasons and 1 Super Bowl to show for, he's like, you know what? Fuck this. I don't want to be the Steelers head coach anymore. But, you know, move on. John Harbaugh has reportedly finalized an agreement to be the next head coach for the New York Giants. Great. Now I actually have to hate John Harbaugh because now he has to head coach the Giants. Now this is really good for the Giants. Harbaugh is an amazing coach. Obviously, the fallout in in Baltimore had to happen. They needed a new voice, and the Giants have a promising future. They have their future running back and quarterback duo right there. They have a promising defense. They have Malik Neighbors. They have an offense that can really get something going. The Giants could be a pretty good team in the next couple years. Unfortunately, I have to say that. You know what I mean? But the head coach has to, make things, have to make those adjustments to see if it will ultimately turn out the way it should turn out. So we'll see how that goes. Those are just like some head coaching, offensive coordinators getting fired. Just some stuff from Black Monday. Of course, Raheem Morris got fired. Mike McDaniel is, I think, Kevin Stefanski, Mike McDaniel, they got fired. So they're looking for either offensive coordinator jobs or head coaching jobs. I think I saw somewhere where the Ravens, they were interviewing Mike McDaniel for the OC job, but he might be wanting the head coaching job. So we'll see what Mike McDaniel or Stefanski can go. We'll see. Whenever those news break out, I will be here to talk about them. But right now it's up in the air for the future. Shout out to the Niners. You beat us. But I'm gonna be hate watching tomorrow. I'm hoping that Seattle beats y'all tomorrow. It's just the way it is. Sorry. It has to be done. Seattle, please finish the job. Back to the games. Wild card. Sunday Night Football, we had the Chargers beating, definitely weren't doing shit. The Patriots defeated the Chargers 16-3. The Chargers flew half across the country to take down the Patriots. That was the goal, right? Nope. They flew half the country to score a field goal. Justin Herbert, 19 for 31, 159 yards. 57 rushing yards for Justin Herbert himself. Drake May had 67 rushing yards himself. 10 carries. Drake May had a good game, 17 for 29, a touchdown, interception. Yeah, man, ugly game. Both defenses were playing great for the first 3 quarters, but then the Patriots scored a touchdown in the 4th, and it was pretty much wraps there. The O-line for the Chargers looked atrocious. Justin Herbert and Drake May, they both got sacked like 5 times each. I think Herbert got sacked 6 times, and Drake May got sacked 5 times. But both defenses were going at it. Ugly game for New England. Up until the 4th quarter, they were able to finally get that touchdown. I believe it was to who got the touchdown in that game? It was to Hunter Henry. Hunter Henry got that touchdown pass, and that was pretty much, the final blow in the game. And, well, yeah, New England, they move on. Dominating performance from the defense. Offense looked rough in the first 3 quarters, but hey, got back in flow in the 4th. And, well, this was kind of a mid-off game, but Patriots got the job done. They beat the Chargers. And speaking of another dominating performance that led to Mike Tomlin getting the fuck out of Pittsburgh and most likely Aaron Rodgers playing his final game ever, the Houston Texans whoop up on the Pittsburgh Steelers 30-6. Now, granted, the first 3 quarters were also another slobby, wobby, hobbity scobbity game. What the hell did I just say? I don't know. I don't know what I just said. But anyways, it was another defensive, low-scoring performance first 3 quarters. It was literally 7-6. Yes, I'm not saying it in reverse. It was 7-6. But then the Houston Texans defense were like, okay, now let's not just get sacks and let's actually get some points on the board in the second half and see what we can start pushing. And then Aaron Rodgers had a pick 6 to win the game. And then they also had a fumble recovery that ended up in a touchdown. So, yeah, field goal, touchdown, field goal, touchdown, touchdown, touchdown. 3 straight touchdowns for the Houston Texans. That's how it ended in each drive. The pick 6 was the last one to end it off. Houston Texans defense did everything they could in this game because the offense was booty water cheeks. 21 for 32, a touchdown, an interception, 250 yards for C.J. Stroud. He looked so mid in this game. He looked rough. He wasn't getting sacked, but he fumbled the ball way too many times in this game. He looked ass, man. If this offense can fucking figure it out, like, they could really make a run for it, but I'm just worried about this fucking offense, man. I'm really worried about this offense. It's, very concerning coming from an Eagles fan. Why? Because, again, you have a great defense, and your offense isn't doing any better. Anything really adding much to the picture. So when you have a really good defense, sometimes the defense is not only enough. You need to score points, too. I don't care. It worked in this game. But against New England, you better score some fucking points. And it was announced today that Nico Collins, their number 1 receiver, is going to be out tomorrow's game or Sunday's game. So without Nico Collins, the offense is now even more depleted. So they're going to have to run the ball more, feed Charlie Kirk, 144 yards, 8 receptions. Stephen A. Smith called Christian Kirk Charlie Kirk, and now it's like a big meme because he missed, Christian Kirk. That's the man's name. Get it right, Stephen A. Smith. 144 yards, 8 receptions, and a touchdown. He had a good game. And then Willie Marks also had a good game. 19 carries, 112 yards of touchdown. Shout out to Houston there with the defense and getting a couple of touchdowns from the run game. And, well, Kirk had a good game, but C.J. Stroud himself just didn't look good. And, well, hoping he can play better on Sunday against the Patty Pats. You can only hope, man, because it's the defense that's really taking you guys very, very far. Okay, where are we at right now? 48. Okay, we got like 12 minutes left. Let's see if we can recap this a little bit quicker. So predictions, real quick. Who do I got winning this weekend for divisional round games? First, we got the Bills versus the Broncos. Yeah, I'm going to go with Buffalo here. Denver got the number 1 seed. They got the bye week. They're at home. So they should feel very confident to, what did it say? Mike Tomlin supports his daughter Harley at her gymnastics meet. Breaking news. Mike Tomlin's daughter is a gymnast. Breaking news. Just right here, watching highlights, as you can see in this little box here, as I'm talking about that. Oh, that was a nice little, okay. All right. Yeah, again, getting the number 1 seed, home playoff game, bye week. But hey, they better come out guns blazing, especially defensively. They really want to make Josh Allen look turnover prone. They want to make Josh Allen look vulnerable. And it's very possible, but That defense is really going to have to do a lot. But for the Bills to win this, I really just think Josh Allen's again is going to have to prevail through that, tough defense and that tough pressure that they always apply. And also just if the Broncos don't score enough points, their offense, they have weapons, but they're also their offense is a little iffy. Another team that has a great defense, but their offense can be very hit or miss at times. And Bo Nix in the playoffs, I don't know. I just don't know. I don't know what to expect from Bo Nix in the playoffs. Will he shine? Will he cry? I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I really don't know. We'll have to wait and see, but I'm going to go Buffalo, the more experienced team. Does that really particularly matter in the grand scheme of things? No, because a bunch of new teams are out here in the playoffs trying to win a Super Bowl. And Buffalo is one of the very few teams that have experience, making it far in the playoffs. Yes, whether they lose to Kansas City or not, they still have made to the championship game a couple times, and they fell short. But Buffalo, again, no excuses. You got to beat Denver. And I know it's a tough tale to ask. It's the number 1 seed in the AFC that you're going up against, and arguably the second or third best defense in the league, but Josh Allen and James Cook, if he has a fucking crazy game like that, that's about it. Niners Seahawks at 8 p.m. Fox. Seattle again coming off of their bye week, number 1 seed, getting rest, home playoff game. Sam Darnold. I am going to be your biggest fan tomorrow night. Please beat this 49ers team. Because if they beat Seattle, I'm going to be very scared of San Francisco. Because they beat a top 5 defense. And they beat arguably a top 5 offense as well this season. Maybe top 10. I don't know where they rank offensively, but they have one of the best receivers in the league, JSN. He's going to absolutely ball out. But I'm scared for that. I'm scared to see what's going on there. I'm scared. I'm kind of scared. Please, Seattle. Please don't let me down. Please. Sunday, we got 3 p.m. game between the Texans and the Patriots. I'm going to go with the Texans here. Again, hate watching. I don't want the Patriots to win this game. Texans, I just want you guys to score like 50 points, if that's possible. Thank you very much. That's not going to happen. They're not going to put 50 against New England. But please, CJ, I need you to have the best game of your career against New England just so you can get these fucking Patriots out of here. Look, I know I'm hating. I know. I don't like I'm a Dolphins fan. I don't like the Patriots. I don't like the Bills. I'm only picking the Bills through this because I think they need to at least make it to the title game. And I do want them to make it far. I just don't want them to win it all. So, we're not there yet. But I don't want to give it away. But anyone but Buffalo, New England, or San Francisco. Literally anybody else. So I'm the biggest Seahawks fan. I'm the biggest Texans fan. I'm the biggest Rams fan. I'm the biggest Bears fan. Matter of fact, I have a Rams and Seahawks hat, so I will be wearing those. Actually, no, during that Bears game, okay, so I'm rooting for Seattle to win. I'm rooting for Buffalo to win this week. I'm rooting for Houston to win. And then Rams, Bears, honestly, I really don't know. I like this game. I like this matchup a lot. I don't know. I'm going to go with the Rams. But if the Bears win, bro, the Bears, again, they can play like shit for 3 quarters. And at this point, I'm like, you know what? They're down by 30. It don't matter. They're going to put up 40 in the fourth quarter. And they're going to win it by themselves. Like, I don't know. And also the Rams have had some rough games. They couldn't close out some games, so they do have a tough time closing out games, and the Bears are great at playing in the fourth quarter. So that could be a recipe for disaster for the Rams. I think I'm going to go with the Rams still, but because I don't think the Bears are a Super Bowl, like, I don't see them in the Super Bowl this season particularly. But we'll see, man. We'll see. We'll see. Bills Seahawks, Texans, Rams. Those are my picks for this week. And if the Bills lose to the Broncos, I won't be mad either. I can't be mad either. I don't want the Bills to win the Super Bowl, but I do want them to win this game though. So there's that. Music, real quick. Bruno Mars is dropping an album in February. And the album cover's already out. Bro is 40 years old. That's crazy. That's fucking crazy. He's 40 years old. Bruno Mars has the Romantic album dropping February 27th. And the tour is already out. The vinyl's on pre-sale. There's even a notebook. He's coming in with a notebook and okay. The tour is, the tour dates are set. Might have to cop some tickets. We will see Bruno Mars at some point. In September, he comes to Miami in September 19th and the 20th. So hopefully we do get to see Bruno Mars, all three of us. And that will be my brother's first concert ever. That will be fucking legendary. Blackpink is also dropping in February. What did I just say? Bulksy Pink. That's what I typed in. They're also dropping in February, same day as Bruno Mars. That's kind of crazy. They're dropping the same day as Bruno Mars. That's kind of crazy. But it's gonna be a mini album, so it's not gonna be a big. It's like 11 songs, I think. Same with the Blackpink song, the album. It's gonna be pretty short. Mini album deadline 27th, and they're still on. No, they just finished their tour already from last year, so that's that. The Fall Off, J. Cole, dropping finally February 6th. He dropped the album cover. He dropped the release date. He already dropped the first single and then a trailer announcement. I haven't heard the single. I got to do a reaction video to it, and I got to talk about it probably in the next episode. But holy crap, this J. Cole album is going to fucking feed families. And if he does a tour, I will be there. I was there for the off-season tour. I will be there again. I don't care if the tickets are $7 million. Somehow I will rob people for that. Whatever. I'll have to do whatever I have to do. I don't care. I will be there for J. Cole's last tour, most likely. For this
Jump off a bridge.
that has nothing to. What is the correlation? I have no idea what you're talking about. I have no idea what. Bro took me a little bit too seriously. Shows that I'm currently watching. Oh boy, I have 3 minutes left. I'm watching these 3 shows. I'm watching Cam Tsubasa with my brother. I'm watching like an anime about a soccer player, a manga series, MAGA. I said MAGA. Oh no, manga, not MAGA. We're not getting that. Let's clarify that. Manga with an A at the end, not mango. I'm watching that. I'm watching a show on Netflix called Bet. It's betting. It's bet, not BET. Bet. The Yumiko is pretty bad as fuck, so that helps as well. I just finished watching the Vince Staples show. It was kind of mid, I'm not gonna lie. I'll talk about in the next episode in further depth. I finished watching Smiling Friends. He didn't watch all the episodes with me, but he saw the last couple episodes with me. What a weird ass show, but look, I'm just saying what shows I just finished. I'll actually review the show more in depth and all that. I just don't have enough time. I want to kind of move on with it. And then my on repeat on Spotify. Oh boy, can I show that in like a minute left? I got a minute left. You know what? Fuck this shit. You know what?
It's all K-pop Demon Hunters.
It's not all K-pop Demon Hunters. What is my on repeat? You know what? Fuck this shit. I'm gonna save this for the music episode because why not? I'm gonna save this for the next music episode. That is it. Stop recording. Okay, I'm at 159.
Wait, are you done?
And that is that. ladies and gentlemen, thank you guys for watching this reaction video. Again, shows that I'm currently watching that I finished. I still gotta finish Stranger Things. I still gotta finish the Diddy documentary. There's still movies I gotta watch, albums to review, episodes to come. So trust me, this was just, to catch up with everything up to date as of now. Obviously, the weekend is a long weekend for me. I don't go back to work until Tuesday. So, so a lot to go through the weekend. I think Tuesday or Wednesday I'll do my next episode. But until then, I'll see you guys in a bit. Take care
Bye-bye.
and peace out, my friends.